Sometimes in business and in life, no matter how much we prepare and plan, things just don't go as expected. Sometimes it's the little things, and other times.
Let me tell you a story about a meeting that was well over a year in the planning, in a pandemic, stubbornly determined to be an in-person only meeting. Banners, pop-ups, plants, table decor, handouts, and more were purchased, packed, and ready to load in. Agendas set, confirmed, ballroom set, food for multiple days' meals in-house, ready to prepare. Exhibitor materials arriving. Well, those of you who are old enough to remember this, as Paul Harvey would say, now you know the rest of that story. Over the last few weeks, cancellations started slowly trickling in and gaining momentum until this Monday, when we were experiencing multiple cancellations in an hour. The reason? COVID exposure, COVID confirmation, flight cancellations due to COVID-related travel problems, and more. I was determined to soldier on. It was important that we meet in person. Ready to load our materials into the conference center on Tuesday, and in an overabundance of caution, I took a home COVID test to ensure I would meet our strict COVID protocol that I was asking of each of you. No problems there. My test was negative. I encouraged Jeff to do the same. Come on, it'll be fun. Let's do a home test. After all, and then we saw his surprising result. The Omicron had snuck past his vaccination. Well, crap. Yes, it was a difficult decision, but it literally took me seconds to make. There was no other choice. Your health and safety remains my number one concern. I could never facilitate an in-person meeting knowing I had been exposed days before, as I'm sure you would not either. Factoring in the multitude of cancellations and the great likelihood that of even more in the days leading up to the conference, the decision was made to pivot this meeting. And as it turns out, it was a good one, as I ended up testing positive 24 hours later as well.
As I record this vlog early in 2022, the world continues to flex and change. Last year was another complex year for our meetings industry, with not only adaptation and change, but opportunities and resilience and a strengthening of our community. Together, we are navigating the unexpected. Some have speculated about the difficulty of making the decision and facilitating the quick transition to a virtual meeting in literally 48 hours. Now, while it was an extremely challenging time, I would share with you that it was also a time of peace and confidence and trust. I'm a believer that life is unfolding exactly as it should, even in the hard and challenging times, maybe even especially then. I also recognize that our lives are woven together and decisions we make affect others. The situation was surreal for me, and at times it felt like I was out of body watching what was unfolding as I continued to push through. Our pivot to virtual and facilitation of the event while I was ill with COVID myself, amid an outpouring of support from our community and beyond that stunned me. My heart was touched, and I thank each of you. Even in my surreal bubble of last-minute conference prep, I had a knowing in my gut that all is well, and that this situation was much larger than me. With so many attendees being affected by our decision to meet virtually, I was trusting that a higher power had a plan. I'd like to share a technique that I utilized and had learned at a mindset retreat with Fabienne Fredrickson. She's a mentor and business coach of mine. Fabienne suggested that we change the graphic on our cell phone wallpaper to include a mantra. We were also encouraged to set an alarm every 4 hours on the phone to remind us to repeat our mantra every 4 hours daily. So I did create a graphic for my phone. The scenery is my favorite place in the world. Oahu. And the mantras held here are powerful reminders that all is well, even when it doesn't appear to be. I'd like to share so that you get a picture for this. I'll screen share. So these are two of the mantras that I had created, two of the graphics. This has the same mantras on each actually. And those just go in the wallpaper at the back of my phone. So every day at 8 o'clock, noon, 4 and 8 p.m. daily, the phone alarm goes off and I'll repeat to myself with feeling every day and in every way. Abundance flows through me with ease and grace and joy. The with feeling part is especially important as the alarm reminds me to take my attention and focus to my gut as I consider the words of the mantra and feel with a knowing that abundance does flow through me day in and day out. When Omicron affected our meeting and we knew that we would need to move to the virtual format, I immediately leaned into the two other mantras. I am positively expecting exceptional results, no matter what I may see in front of me. The universe is rearranging itself in my best interest right now. I'm reminded of the power of words and the emotions that they elicit within us. These mantras have helped me to maintain a sense that all is well, no matter how crazy the world may seem at the moment, which of course is the reality. All is well. I encourage you to create a wallpaper graphic for your phone and set your alarm for the continued reminder of that which you don't want to forget. And by the way, thanks again, Fabienne. This has been amazing. It's easy to let go of this type of a habit when life is rolling along smoothly. However, it's in flexing the muscle daily and building the habit that of returning one's thoughts to our gut that we develop that muscle memory that helps us automatically go there when life seems to throw a curveball. And my alarm's actually going off right now. Is that perfectly timed or what? When no matter how much we prepare and plan, things just don't go as expected always. This has been a great help to me, and I hope it will be helpful to you. I'd like to send a big thank you to our entire DSI community for your love and your support of our Jumpstart meeting. Take good care of you and yours, and I'll see you next month here on Just Ask V.